Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
What's up, Butterfly?
Hey, Firefly, what's going on?
We have a rabbit hole that kind of goes to the coffee shop.
I know.
It's kind of the coffee shop rabbit
I
hole.
have a feeling there might be a lot of rabbit holes like to and from the coffee shop.
To and from the coffee shop. So this one, we saw the news story that said, Starbucks has started a barista union.
They want to start it. I don't know if they've actually started it yet, but they're talking about it. They want a union for baristas. So
So this is what,
that's like very I don't know, like it seems weird that a coffee maker would have to be in a union, doesn't it?
well, that's weird. And then the other thing too is Starbucks is owned by evil Satan worshiping people from that country from 1948.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think they care about their baristas?
Mm. The whole union thing is very corrupt. So it made me start thinking about a lot of different things with like unions. Like, there's the teachers union and they all seem very mafia type
It's
to
the
me.
mafia. It's like it always conjures up like Jimmy Hoffa and like on the waterfront.
Right, right. And what does a union actually do? Like, I guess originally they were supposedly formed to protect the employees and make sure that the employees were not being mistreated and stuff like
Well,
that.
yeah, there was a time when, dude, like 13-year-old kids would work like 7 days a week,
Yeah,
20-hour days.
yeah.
And
So,
they were like, no, we don't want that.
so maybe initially there might have been good intentions. I'm not really sure, but
But you notice how Satan, he always kind of goes like this. He goes, no, 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 no. This is for your good.
yeah, it's
But then it's evil.
it's always prefaced as this is for your good, this is to protect
You need
you.
to take these pokies. You're not going to get sick, but you're going to die. But you're not going to get
Yeah.
sick.
Or the Patriot Act.
The Patriot Act, it's
Gonna keep
keeping
you
you
safe.
safe. You don't have any freedom, but keeping you safe.
Yeah.
Well, in the union, it's like, no, 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 no. We're driving up minimum wage, but
Yeah.
that's actually probably gonna eliminate people from starting their own businesses. But yeah, yeah, no, good, good, good.
Yeah.
See, I think that might be the real parts.
Well, yeah. So what is that going to do if they create this union and they say all of these Starbucks coffee makers, baristas um have to be in the union. They're probably going to require it, right? They're probably going to require this at Starbucks. If you want to work at our place and be a barista, you have to join the barista union. So they're going to
Usually, some kind of stipulation where they penalize you for not, anyways.
yeah,
Probably.
yeah, they'll be required to join it. And then what happens when you join a union? You have to usually pay a huge initiation fee.
Hmm.
And then you have to pay dues, like
Gotta pay your
annual
dues.
dues. And sometimes those dues are, there's like incremental increases, like depending on your position or your pay rate. Like, okay, so for example, I'm in a union. I don't really know why, but
You're in a union?
anymore. I'm in the Screen Actors Guild union,
Oh,
which
that's
I
right.
think is totally bogus too, because what
SAG.
SAG, what do they, I mean, wouldn't you think a union would help their people to find work? They
No.
don't do that. They just want money. And like in the Screen Actors Guild, the more money you make, the more you have to pay them.
Mm.
So it's not even just a flat rate. So I'm guessing probably most of these unions have kind of like little clauses like that, where if you're making more money, you're probably going to have to pay higher dues, you know?
So that is a financial incentive. I was also thinking it's kind of like, well, you're not in the union, you don't get any movie roles, and you don't get to work at Starbucks. So why?
Yeah.
Because Did you say something bad about that country from 1948? You don't get to be in the union.
They can just kick you out.
You're out of the union. You
Yeah.
said something bad. So I think it's more control mechanism.
Well, that's what we were talking about. We were saying how um actually it seems like these unions nowadays, it's more about control than it is about like protecting the rights of the people. It's about controlling, what you do, and another way for them to get money from the people,
That's what I kind of
you
see.
know.
My read on this is the Culture Club. Remember how we talked about they make triple M's to the P?
Right.
What's their motivation to turn people into triple M's to the P is micromanagement. So what's the purpose of micromanagement? It's you know, drink our Kool-Aid or else.
Yeah.
And if you think outside the box, that's no good. You're not allowed to have a job now.
Right.
That's kind of what they're pushing for.
Yeah. So here's a hypothetical scenario, which I kind of think might not be so hypothetical.
Yeah.
So they create this union, and there's this like huge fee that everybody has to pay in order to be in the union. Now they probably have like, they're going to have maybe like a sort of initiation phase where
It's like joining
you
the country club.
yeah, you can come, we'll hire you, but you have so many months before you have to join the union. They do this with SAG too. It's called a must hire, where you can work like so many jobs, but then at a certain point you must join the union in order to keep working the union jobs. So at Starbucks, they're probably going to have something like that where, okay, yes, we will hire you. You can be a barista, but now you have like 90 days before you must join the union. And if you don't join the union, then you're probably either going to lose your job
Oh,
or you won't get the certain pay rate.
didn't they just have a big writers strike?
They're always having those. I can't even
So
keep
that's another thing
track of
that
the.
unions do is like,
Oh yeah,
well, we're on strike
yeah,
now.
we're on strike, and then like if anything needs to be done, then like the non-union workers, the
Scabs.
scabs come in. Then they don't like it when you cross the line.
Yeah.
So
The NFL did that. Remember the NFL had like strike,
yeah,
and then the scabs were playing, and then it was like, well, these guys are crossing the picket line. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's
And it felt like
lame.
a big motive. It felt like a big like movie because who cares about NFL players and their financial rights and
Do they
stuff?
have a union for football players?
Yeah, and that's who they
God,
went on
that's
strike.
so
Remember?
lame. That is so lame.
It's a football
Like they
players
need a
union.
like they need a union.
So I'm
So
thinking unions aren't about protecting the employees. There's the culture club likes unions.
yeah, it's a whole other organization that basically is like a mafia that collects a ton of money, and they've got all these triple M's to the P's micromanaging everything inside that organization and telling the workers what they can and cannot do and how much money they have to pay,
Ooh,
and
I just had an
making all
epiphany.
kinds of rules for them.
I just had an epiphany. The culture club wants to turn the world into a big country club that you have to join.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And they want to make sure that you better follow our rules. And they want their country club to kind of subsume the whole world.
Right.
So you're not allowed to even like it's going to become Earth Country Club.
Yeah.
And you're
And
gonna
if you're not in the club,
you
you're
have to join Earth Country Club. And
yeah.
if you don't join the club, you're not allowed to play.
Yeah.
And if you're not allowed to play, well, you're on Earth, so you're gonna have to leave the club.
You're out.
You're gonna have to, so what the culture club wants is the whole Earth to become like a country club. So let's say Riviera Country Club down in LA. So if the whole Earth gets owned by BlackRock and becomes Riviera Country Club, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you're on Earth. So you're walking around on the fifth fairway. And the country club comes up and goes, excuse me, are you a member? And you go, no, because I have a problem with that country from 1948 running everything. And you go, excuse me, Marshall, and then they come and they escort you off the property. But if they control the whole earth, escorting off the property is like unalive
Yeah,
or jail.
because where are you gonna go?
Directly to jail,
Yeah,
maybe.
straight to jail.
Either straight to jail or unalive.
Yeah,
So I think maybe this might be kind of like
a
a
microcosm.
microcosm. So unions are the culture club saying, no, 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 no. you kind of like Costco. You know how, remember I talked about Costco? You got to go join
Yeah.
because what do they like about joining is you have to follow the
Your
rules.
followers.
You have to.
You're a follower. Yeah.
Now, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
You spoke bad about that country from 1948, so you don't get to go to Costco now. Now
Mm-hmm.
you go check in, and the lady at the front goes, you're on a no entry.
You're on the no entry.
Ah, like you can't even use their car wash or anything.
But so what are the potential issues that are going to happen if there's this union? Like the first obvious one I can see is now your $7 latte is going to turn into a $9 latte.
Well,
I
of
mean
course, that's going to be the case. So this is
yeah,
driving up,
it's already, I mean, the
and we
minute,
already talked about how a large you get the same amount as a small.
yeah, the size scam, how all the cups have the same amount in them. We got to do that test one day ourselves because that's funny.
But then, not to mention though, have you noticed this is kind of an interesting thing? This whole notion of driving up minimum wage seems like a
Well,
leftist narrative.
I was just going to bring up the minimum wage because I remember when that whole thing was getting pushed and there were petitions going around like, will you sign this petition to raise the minimum wage to, they wanted to raise it to like what, $18 an hour. Now I think it's like 22 or something. And
Yeah.
um, I remember telling this one guy, he stopped me in front of a store and he wanted me to sign the petition. I said, I'm not signing that. And I go, you realize like if the minimum wage goes up to $20 an hour, your Big Mac is going to cost you like $20, right? And he goes, I don't eat at McDonald's.
I know.
Like he totally missed the point.
Another point.
I'm like, well, your Kentucky Fried Chicken, whatever it is that
It's
you,
all going to go up,
it's all,
dude.
everything's going to go up. It's not just fast food, it's everything. Because once that goes up to that kind of rate, then everything else has to go up, you know?
And you know what I was thinking? What if the Culture Club likes that? Because did you notice like when Cootie started, there was a wealth transfer, and it was from
Yeah,
small businesses and middle class to the big boxes.
totally.
And it was like billions and billions of dollars went to like the Amazons and the Walmarts of the
Hmm.
world.
And all the people that were scared to death to leave their house, or maybe they couldn't because all these places were acting so weird, they started shopping on Amazon, and it turned into a habit. And now most of those people are stuck on that. You
So
know,
what if this barista union is a way for Starbucks to place more barriers to entry to small businesses that want to enter into that market? And I also
that's
think,
a good point.
you know,
Hmm.
and then I also think that the Culture Club kind of does test runs. So
Yeah.
Starbucks is kind of like maybe a petri dish for the Culture Club to kind of do some experiments.
Hmm.
And this barista union might be an experiment. And they just want to go, like Satan's going, well, let's just kind of observe what happens once
Yeah.
we form
If
this.
it works with Starbucks, then we can branch
Then we can branch out into just rounding people up and killing
out. Yeah.
them.
If they do this union, then does it become like law now that like if you're a barista, you have to be in a union, or like maybe you have your own little independent coffee place, you own a coffee shop, and now do you have to like go by these rules and hire union
I
baristas?
think that's it. I think,
Because that could be a big problem.
it feels like when, like you said, when you say union, it feels like mafia.
Hmm.
And what does the mafia do? The mafia tries to control industries.
And they break your knees if you don't go along.
Yeah, they break your knees, and then what do they want? They want to have a monopoly.
And they want to cut up the pie.
So that's true too.
Hmm.
It's like, hey, you can have your coffee shop, but you better give us 20% of your profits.
Right. That's what it is. I mean, it's like a mafia.
So I'm wondering if maybe this is kind of like the way Starbucks is saying, no, 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 we're going to become the only place you get coffee out. You can make coffee at home, but if you're going to get coffee out, you go to Starbucks.
And we're the only ones that can afford to pay these union wages for
Mhm.
our baristas.
And I bet you that's the experiment is let's see if we can start this barista union in Starbucks because Satan's sitting down with all of his minions and he's going, okay, okay, okay. So let's consider the barista union for Starbucks. We're going to roll this out nationwide. We have a Starbucks right now, like on every corner. So let's see if we can use it to coerce other coffee shops out of business and kind of more like monopolize that whole industry
Mm-hmm.
through this. Let's see, let's just kind of experiment.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be what's going on.
And then once these people, like, once they pretty much run everybody else out of business, and then all of their workers are in this union, then they start making more and more rules about what they can do. And remember, like, I know the teachers union, like all these different unions had all these really strict rules during cooties, and that's why a lot of these people went along with stuff too. They were like, oh, you have to do this, you have to get so many pokes, and you have to do that. And
Yes,
so by being in the union, they can make up all these rules for their people.
that's right. No, that's a good point. I was also thinking the barista union and Starbucks is kind of a way for them to kind of say, okay, what we really want to do is um, pay people a pittance and rip people off.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's kind of like the goal
Yeah.
because Satan is running
Yeah,
Starbucks.
because so what they're going to do is they're going to be like, okay, you're making coffee and that's a really hard job and you should be getting paid more than $20 an hour. Yeah, so we're the union and we're going to see to it that you get $25 an hour.
Good, good,
Yeah,
good.
but they're not going to really like show them that like $5 of an hour of their pay is actually going to go towards their union dues.
That's true.
You know what I
What you're
mean?
bringing home is going to be less. Plus, the other thing is too. What we're going to do is we're going to use that as a predicate to gouge our customers. Good, good, good. Because right now you're paying about $5 a gallon for gas. People can't really afford even basic necessities. So good, good, good. Let's raise the price on coffee to like $9 a cup.
Yeah,
That'll be perfect.
which that's so funny you brought up the gas price because I was thinking you were talking about coffee. So if we're gonna go by gallon, like you're probably paying like gosh, how many cups of that coffee do you think is in a gallon? About
Oh, especially with the way they rig it.
about 10 at least.
10
So
probably.
you're paying like $70 a gallon for a cup of Starbucks coffee.
Totally.
That's gnarly.
Can you
What a
imagine?
ripoff.
Well, I mean, you know what I'd like to see that they're really opaque about? I'd like to see the profit that
Oh
Starbucks
yeah, I
makes
think
on
it's
every cup of
huge.
coffee.
Yeah,
They probably,
that's probably why they want this union too, because somehow it's going to make the workers think they're getting paid more, but they won't actually have to pay them more. They're gonna have to,
oh,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
because walkers are kind of like,
Yeah,
so you can go, hey, Melissa, guess what? You just went from $20 an hour to $25 an hour. And she goes, oh my God, that's so great. And you go, yeah, but what you don't realize is that the extra $5 goes to your union dues. But come on, come on. And then she's gonna go, oh my God, I make $25 an hour. And it's like, we'll take home, it's $20 an hour.
yeah.
And she's gonna go, so what? But see, all of the people from that country from 1948 that run Starbucks, Satan's minions, they're gonna be like, good, good, good. Now she thinks she's making more money, but actually some of her money's going to us.
Mhm.
Because union dues is just more profit.
Yeah, more profit and probably, do you think people will stop buying coffee if it goes like if they're seven
They're
dollar
addicted to Starbucks like they're
Yeah.
addicted to their phone.
Yeah.
Because I see these people lining up in
Okay,
Starbucks.
that's so funny you brought that up because I was just thinking on the way over here today,
Yeah.
I was thinking we need to talk about the phones too. I know we talk about them a lot, but I saw two people cross the road in front of me and they were both watching their phones as they were crossing the roads and they both had like cups of Starbucks in their hands. So this one lady, she had a Starbucks in her hand. She was holding her umbrella because it's raining and she's walking through the crosswalk in rain and I could see her phone like was the screen was up with text messages that she was like reading and writing as she was trying to hold all of this stuff walking through the
Yep.
crosswalk. I'm like, these people literally cannot put their phones
They're
down.
addicted. She's
Yeah.
addicted to Starbucks and her phone.
Yeah.
And they think, well, I'm not addicted to crack and heroin, so I'm healthy. No, you're addicted still.
Hmm.
You're just, actually, I think maybe Starbucks and phone might be even worse than crack and heroin.
Maybe.
Like,
I don't
dude,
know. Heroin's
I
kind of
mean,
gnarly,
yeah, but
but
so is phone and Starbucks.
it's true.
Who knows what's in that Starbucks?
I know.
Dude, what if there's mind control in that?
Oh, I wouldn't be
You know what I'm
surprised
saying?
because these people are really addicted.
And they're compliant. Like
Yeah.
everybody's so blue pill compliant
Yeah.
these days. And there's like, like when I bring up stuff that they should be alarmed by, they're kind of like acting like Fat Steve at the buffet.
Yeah. Where's
You
the
go,
roast beef?
we just hit an iceberg, and he goes, excuse me, I'm getting fondue. These people feel like that.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if maybe there might be mind control in the Starbucks because, dude, Starbucks and Taco Bell, I'm pretty convinced that my daughter's addicted to them.
There's chemicals in there.
Yeah.
You know what? I think there might be chemicals in Doritos.
Doritos, there's dead baby in Doritos.
I ate some of those last night.
You had some dead baby?
I hate to admit it, but yeah, they were like right there and they were being eaten in front of me and I like smelled them and I was like, I've got to have some.
What if you start like growing a
It's
dorsal fin now?
so
So
gross.
you have a dorsal fin growing out of your back all of a sudden. It's like, what is this from? Well, I was having some Doritos last night.
I sort of had an epiphany. What if they do some kind of mind control when the people come into for a Starbucks interview and
Huh.
it makes them like want to drink the Starbucks and
Mm.
they become mind controlled with the chemicals in there and then they're like union, yes.
Yeah. Well, I notice when I go in there, all of the workers at Starbucks, they're totally blue pill.
Totally.
It feels like
A
my
cult.
my
It's
actually
like a cult.
my daughter used to, it's totally culty,
Hmm.
but my daughter used to play this video game. It's called Sims. Have you ever heard of Sims?
No.
So in Sims, it's like this world, and the video game is you just live. So you have
Oh,
your apartment and you go get something to eat. But what you do
that's so
is, it's weird. So it's like you just live, and it's like you live
you're
your
living every
virtual life.
that was like a precursor to
Yes.
that was
Social engineering.
social engineering and
Predictive.
predictive programming
Whoa, I never thought of that.
to get people used to this idea of putting on VR goggles and just living
Dude,
in their
The
living room.
Sims is totally that.
Yeah.
Because I
And
remember talking to my daughter.
there's been a couple movies like that too where people are living in video games.
But what's the common predicate in The Sims is there's NPCs.
Hmm.
And the NPCs are like these other people that live in your world, but they're just kind of like canned responses
They're
and
just
just.
there for effect.
And I think that's kind of how the baristas seem to me.
Yeah.
Because have you ever tried to have like a conversation with one of them?
Yeah,
They don't have the
they're checked
capacity.
out.
They don't think for themselves.
Yeah.
They got these canned responses.
Yeah.
And then, it's always like, hey, how's it going today? And so I'll always mess with them. I'll always tell them like some real kind of candid thing about my life,
Uh-huh.
just kind of see how they feel.
Like what? Like
Yeah, well, like I'll be like, well, my wife left me and, whatever. And just, like saying something like that, just to kind of see. And they'll just go, oh, okay, well, you want cream? Well, dude, first of all, I don't drink coffee. You know what's weird?
mm,
I've always had an aversion to Starbucks ever
yeah.
since they first came out. I've always been like,
Yeah.
because do you remember Starbucks came out in like the 90s?
Yeah.
And when it first came out, it was like,
It's kind of really bitter.
I hate coffee.
Yeah.
I've always hated coffee. And I remember everybody was like going there and like getting all these different drinks.
That's funny. I'm not a coffee drinker either.
It's
Did you
so,
know that? It's
no,
so funny.
I wonder, what if coffee is a cult thing?
Maybe it is.
What if it's like a cult programming? Because
Yeah.
remember that guy Bernays? He brainwashed people into eating bacon.
Yeah.
What if people have been brainwashed into drinking coffee
I wouldn't be surprised.
and they have mind control stuff in there?
Yeah.
Because
I used to like to get the chai lattes though. I used to drink those. I
well,
thought they were
do you
perfect.
remember like go back to the days before Starbucks?
Yeah.
My grandma and grandpa used to drink coffee, but they would just have coffee. It was like coffee with maybe some milk and some sugar.
Yeah.
It was like coffee. All of these lattes
It
and
turned into like a trendy.
mochachinos
Yeah.
and all that stuff, that
Yeah.
was all kind of like new.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that one LA story with Steve
Yeah.
Martin?
Yeah.
Remember he's ordering his drink?
Yeah.
And his drink order is like, it takes him like 3 minutes to iterate it
Yeah.
because there's all of these, like, that's the other thing about Starbucks is there's all of these specific instructions
Mhm.
with your drink.
Yeah.
I think that feels kind of like mind control.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
So, anyways, this is kind of interesting. It opened up a can of worms. One thing I will tell you, I'm a conspiracy theorist, so a lot of my stuff is conjecture.
Okay.
But what I can say, what I'm like, so Firefly is going to make an assertion right now that he stands behind.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Starbucks does not care about the baristas.
No.
This whole push to have a barista union is not because they're compassionate for all these young people working for them across the
Yeah.
country.
Well, I think you're absolutely right because so here's the thing that it just seemed weird to me when I first heard about this. I immediately thought, okay, something's up. Some other
It
there's some
smells bad.
it smells bad. There's something more to this story because why after they've been in business for what
30 years?
over 30 years now, all of these 30 years, and they've had all these like probably millions of baristas by this point,
Yeah.
and they all seem to be doing pretty good, and people seem to say that it's an okay company to work for, and they like pay for if you go, I think if you go to like
That's a good
Arizona
point.
Arizona State University online or something like that, they'll pay for it. They must have some kind of like connection there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get a
You
kickback.
know why? Because Arizona State University is probably like totally brainwashing
Yeah.
people. So they're like, good, good, good.
But anyway, the people that I've known who've worked for those places seem to feel like they're getting pretty good pay and they seem okay with the
Yeah.
job.
Well, the word around the
So,
campfire hasn't been like Starbucks is really mistreating people.
yeah, so I thought, why on
Flat Earth
this,
or round Earth.
yeah, this non-spinning earth, why in the world would, after all these years, this huge company decide that they need a union? Like, are the baristas suddenly like up in arms about something, and wouldn't they just have like a big meeting and say, okay, well, we're gonna like why there's got to be more to the
I
story.
think Satan has a
No,
good petri dish because look at how many Starbucks are there you think across the country. Just take a
it's a
guess.
pretty good sampling of the
25,000?
population.
Is there
Yeah,
25,000 of those stores across the country thing?
I wouldn't.
Think about how many
Maybe
that
more.
is.
Yeah.
Dude, more than 25,000 locations.
Well, like,
So that means you have a pretty good cross section of our population
yeah,
that you can kind of do an experiment with.
yeah.
And so you put
I
in
mean, it
this,
is a certain type of person that works there usually,
oh my God,
but
almost all of them have tattoos and
and
piercings
blue hair.
and blue hair. They do bod mod.
Yeah.
Almost like bod mod's like a prereq.
Which is weird because that's interesting because I remember I had a friend that worked there and she said they weren't allowed to wear nail polish. So I'm like, that's interesting. You're not allowed to wear nail polish, but
Well, we've
you
talked
can do
about how
these other.
Satan kind of like calls the shots in real time.
Yeah.
So he tells Otani to strike out right there in the seventh inning.
Hmm.
So back in '94, they were probably just getting going, and they were like, we don't really want your disgusting nail polish because people might not buy the coffee."
Hmm.
But now I think
Well, this is.
Satan's going. Satan's going. Good, good, good. We've got like 100 million Americans completely addicted to our mind control coffee that we serve. So I'm pretty sure that's probably what's going on. There's at least 100 million Americans who are completely addicted to Starbucks and go there every day because it's got mind control and drugs in it.
Hmm.
So they don't really care if you've got nail polish or even big holes, hoops in your ears because they know that all these addicts are going to come by their crack. You could have trannies working there. They even knew. Like some dude in a dress goes, do you want
It's
steamed
miss.
milk?
It's miss.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. Do you want steamed milk or not? No, I think that people are gonna go buy their crack. It's
Yeah,
like
no matter what.
if you're a crack addict, you're not gonna complain about having to go to some alley to meet some kind of low life degenerate to buy your crack.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I don't think if they raise the price like $2 per drink, these addicts are probably not going to bat an eye. They're still going to go there get their mocha frappuccino whatever.
So that comes back to your point. So why now,
Mhm.
30 years into business, they don't care about their baristas? I think Satan's going, good, good, good. We have kind of a good situation with Starbucks. It's run by those people from 1948 who are my minions and worship me. So they're going to do everything I say. So we've got like 25,000 stores across the country. We've got 100 million people addicted to it. So now let's use that as kind of like a microcosm. It's a microcosm for the larger economy, and let's see what kind of control mechanisms we can put in place.
Oh my God, I just had an epiphany.
Epiphany, epiphany, epiphany.
So, what if Starbucks is doing this to make it so that um all the baristas that work there have to be in the union, and there might be some people that complain about that idea, and then maybe they're going to open up a different coffee company,
A competitor.
they're going to open
The
up
anti-Starbucks.
yeah, a competitor that will be non-union, and they'll have like baristas working at that one that get paid like half the price.
Satan comes in and goes,
What do you
"Excuse me,
think? Is
butterfly."
that off the too far off the
Satan be mad. Satan would be mad. Maybe that's why they're doing this. Because what I think they're trying to do is Satan probably sat down with all of the executives at Starbucks and said, what we want to do is see if we can monopolize coffee.
Mhm.
We want to monopolize coffee, so let's try to do that because this could be Starbucks' attempt to monopolize coffee.
Mhm.
I think that might be what's going on.
Yeah.
So you might be right.
So they'll have the main company that's unionized, and then they'll open up the competitor, and they'll have
Controlled opposition.
controlled opposition. It'll be controlled coffee, and they'll have one on every other corner.
They'll have another dude from that country from 1948, or they'll have some white Christian dudes start it, and it'll be Christian coffee, and
Yeah,
it'll be completely controlled opposition.
all the workers will look like the In-N-Out workers. They'll look like really clean cut.
Like Rob McCoy from Godspeak, he'll be like, "I go to this
I
coffee
only
place.
go to this place.
This one's great."
This one's called Buckstar. And
Exactly.
it's got the best coffee, and they stand for Christian ideals.
You can get a Charlie Kirk chai, and you can get a Trump latte. You know,
so good.
oh my god!
They serve them in red, white, blue cups.
Yeah, so like it's like the full-on cobalt blue, like conservative base coffee.
Yeah.
Because Starbucks is like the full-on liberal
Yeah.
degenerates.
Oh my God, I could totally see this.
And Satan's all good, good,
It'll be
good.
like, we're Patriot coffee.
We support the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
hand out little toy guns to the kids.
It's got the same mind control as Starbucks, but here you go.
Yeah.
But you don't have to join the union here.
Yeah.
That's for the leftist one.
God, I could see this happening.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's kind of the duality world that we live in now. It's like Satan can kind of go, no, 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 here. But then Satan can also go, but here, which is in opposition to here.
Mhm.
And I control both.
But I control both. Totally. Oh my gosh.
Do you have anything more on this one? What's the white pill?
The white pill. Well,
White pill for this one.
did we?
You kind of did.
Yeah. Did we mention DEI training?
Well, that's
That's going to be part of it too.
Why don't you reiterate what happened?
With this whole thing.
Well, so like I think it was after Cooties. I think it was in the wake of Cooties. I think it was Summer of Love.
Yeah.
I think it was in Summer of Love.
Yeah.
So two African Americans, they went into a Starbucks and
this is kind of important. We almost forgot to talk about
this. Blasting rap music,
Mhm.
blasting it. And it's profane and completely inappropriate. And there's children in there with their grandmothers.
They were doing this in the Starbucks.
They were in the Starbucks. So it was completely inappropriate, wildly inappropriate, and the manager rightly went over and asked them to leave. But then it became, you holding down the black. And so it was the blacklash.
Yeah.
So they had a blacklash, and it was in the wake of that guy who fentanyl overdosed.
Oh yeah.
So it was in the wake of Those People Lives Matter.
Mhm.
So Those People Lives Matter got mad. And Those People Lives Matter started pressuring the you-know-who's at Starbucks. And so the you-know-who's at Starbucks, what did they do? They did an unprecedented action. They said, okay, all of our 25,000 stores around the world, it's more than that. They probably have like 50,000 stores worldwide.
At least.
All of our 50,000 stores worldwide, they're going to be closed for, I think it was like a full week.
It's insane.
And what we're going to do is we're going to do white people are bad training.
Like mandatory.
Mandatory. The place are closed. Every employee needs to be brainwashed and be taught that white people are bad.
For a week straight.
So look, they already have that as a precedence. And now they're going to have this union. The union, you're probably going to have to just like, in order to join, say white people are bad.
Oh yeah, so they're.
Oh, what if you have to kneel like the Black Lives Matter?
They're probably going to have all kinds of rules. Like, okay, so before you can join the union, you have to go to like this mandatory 2-week training, which
That's right.
in other words means brainwashing.
White people bad.
Yeah, brainwashing, indoctrination. That they'll pump them full of the information that they want them to know, and it's going to be more of that DEI training.
What if
So,
they have to like go and like watch some story where they just totally like glorify that dude who died from a fentanyl overdose, and that those people lives matter was founded on.
and say how wonderful he was.
He's a wonderful guy. Like
Yeah.
that's one of the whole days of training is how wonderful that guy is.
Uh-huh. I can
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah. So I think that plays into this because you're talking about the same company that did that
Yeah.
now is starting a barista union.
They're going to have some gnarly rules for their union members. So what's the white pill?
White
I
bill.
I have an obvious one.
Start. Oh, don't go
Don't
there.
buy Starbucks.
Boycott for
And when
sure.
their competitor opens up across the corner from every single one, don't go to that one either.
Don't go to that one either. Trust but verify. I think the other white pill, obviously boycott. Boycotting is really important, but then also start your own coffee place.
Yeah, we need more like mom and pop coffee shops. And you know what?
Totally.
Those ones always have better coffee. They always taste better.
This is the thing. Right now, you're kind of striking while the iron's hot, no pun intended,
Yeah,
because look at how many coffee addicts there are out there.
there's a lot.
They're addicted.
Now, what if you open up a coffee place across the street from a Starbucks and you have really great coffee and homemade goodies and stuff, and your coffee is like $1 cheaper a cup than Starbucks? You
You
might
know what?
start becoming very successful.
They probably do like the mafia used to do. They
Yeah,
come by and they
yeah.
go,
We're gonna break your knees.
"We're gonna break your knees. You're going out of business because you guys are not doing." But that's the white pill. The white
Yeah.
pill is we need to start businesses that are in opposition. I think what it is if I'm reading the tea leaves correctly, this is the white pill of this episode.
Okay.
This barista union is Satan has a petri dish. He's got a company with 25,000 different locations. He's got, I bet you there's a million employees in America.
I bet.
Over a million people who are
I
employed in
wonder I
Starbucks.
wonder if we could find that information out, like how many Starbucks. That probably can't be too impossible to find out.
So you have that many employees. So he has a good petri dish. He has a nice cross section. He's got 100 million addicts. So he's thinking, you know what? Let's see if we can use this barista union to be a control mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
So the white pill is Satan is going to try to take over the entire global economy. That's the white pill.
Mm-hmm.
Satan is trying to take over the entire global economy.
Totally.
So the white pill is we have to start alternative economies.
Exactly. We have to do that with everything,
With everything.
with every category. But I think this is a great idea. Like you were saying, strike while the iron is hot. If you've ever had a dream of opening a coffee shop, this could be the time for you.
Do it now.
And, I think moving in across the street from Starbucks is ideal because, people are already used to going to that location for their coffee.
Yeah.
Why not?
They're already addicted.
They're already addicted. They're already in that spot. Like, what if the line is really long at Starbucks? They might just venture across the street and go to yours. And then your place might become so successful because you've got better coffee, it's cheaper, you've got better treats, probably a better environment.
You're not giving people a large and calling it a large when it's got the same amount as a small.
Yeah. And I think Starbucks are all kind of generic and like some of them are kind of dirty. Like, a mom and pop shop could be super cute and cool and fun and like different. And then when you become successful, then oh my gosh, you open up a second location at another corner across the street from
Yep.
Starbucks, and then a third, and then a fourth, and before you know it, you've got a small chain, and you're beating Starbucks.
And you can like bill yourself as the alternative.
Yeah.
Because that's what we have to do.
Alternative coffee.
We have to have alternative coffee, but guess what? We have to have alternative healthcare. And we have to have, you know what's kind of weird these days? We have to have alternative justice system.
Oh yeah, we
alternative government.
That's a big one.
So that's the white pill. White pill is let's build parallel economies and parallel systems
Totally.
to Satan.
So I just looked it up, Firefly, and it looks like there's about over 17,000 Starbucks in the USA. So your estimate was really close. I bet there's more. Don't they have them in other countries too? I've seen them
Sure.
in Canada, I think. So,
Yeah.
so yeah,
I'm thinking 50,000 worldwide,
yeah,
probably.
yeah.
So they got
Almost
17,000 employees.
20,000,
17,000. Okay, so they
almost
have 17,000
20,000.
locations. How many employees do you
That
think that is? That's
that's gotta be a
probably,
lot. Millions, I would think.
you're probably looking at
Millions.
millions of employees.
Yeah.
So why is that pertinent? Because Satan has a good petri dish.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole barista union thing is it's an experiment.
There's a reason they're doing it.
You know why? Because he's gonna see, like, okay, let's see how tight of a grip of control we can get
Yeah.
on this
You
industry.
gotta always ask like what is what are they benefiting from doing this? Because they're not doing it for the benefit of the employees. There's something that they're getting from it, and like people always say follow the money, which I mean, yeah, it's true. Like where's the money
You know
going?
what it makes me think of? Remember when we were talking about Netflix and the social engineering on Netflix
Mm-hmm.
and how entertainment's kind of incidental?
Yeah.
The social engineering is the main thing.
Yeah.
I think that's the case with Starbucks. I think at this point, profit for Starbucks is incidental. Social engineering is first.
Interesting.
This is a control mechanism. What if Starbucks is a huge social system, like an engineering, social engineering system?
And people are so addicted, they go there every day.
And
And
look at how compliant people are with other aspects of their lives. What if there's, I'm not joking, what if there's something in the coffee?
yeah, I know.
Because remember how Sirhan, remember he like
Yeah.
fell off his horse and then they were like, well, we were working with him for like 8 months. I think there are substances that render people into this MK Ultra Sirhan
And
control state.
it seems like the people that seem to be very addicted to Starbucks do seem to be of a certain
They're mind controlled.
mindset. What if there's like something in there that is being activated by the pokey pokes?
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. And now when they hear atmospheric river,
They're like, oh my God, I'm so freaked out. I need to go to Starbucks and get another latte.
you know what? I just walk to work now.
I just swim to work. That was good.
You have anything more for this one?
No,
That was a great one.
that was. Let's go get a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I don't think I do.